your comedy minute. That's what this thing
Okay,
is
I'm trying
called.
to think of what I should do. Maybe
do
talk about dead parents and my recent trip to Florida since we covered on that.
no, whatever you want to do. I mean, whatever.
Okay. Okay. All right. Start now. Wait, how do should I set a timer?
No, come on.
Wait,
If you haven't figured it out,
12:30.
I don't really have any rules. It can be
Okay.
5 minutes. I don't care.
Okay. All right. So, my mom just died, but it's okay. I buried her in the pet cemetery. She came back. She's nicer than ever. We actually get along now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My mom is fine. I literally just went with her to Florida. And
Okay.
you know she is getting older though. She's in her 80s. So I really have to enjoy every second I'm with her.
Okay.
And it brought me so much joy to see how her face lit up when she ran over children with her electric wheelchair.
Your comedy minute with Trevor Klumpner. Go, baby. You're on.
Well, is this like a bit? I don't understand what you're looking for here. Just something I think's funny, a story, like.
Well,
I'm
you always
confused.
screwed it up, Trevor.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Now let's try the intro again.
Yeah.
No, whatever. Something.
Okay. I got one. I got one.
Listen, I don't want to put pressure on you.
Yeah.
I know, look, I want it to be whatever you want it to be. Whatever.
Yeah, no,
you go.
One.
5 minutes,
yeah.
Whatever you want.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of hallucinogenics and
good buddy, mushrooms.
Yeah, is exactly what I'm talking about. And
okay.
I had like a pound of mushrooms this one time just laying around, and I was like, oh, I've never done like a heroic dose before. So I ate probably, like a half an ounce of them, and just decided to go out into the world. Like I just wandered around the neighborhoods in my city. And I'm like peeking in people's windows and just like really yeah, it was bad. And so then I like climbed this tree in this random person's yard, and I'm up in this tree. I'm really just vibing, and all of a sudden I hear like, hey, the fuck you doing in my tree? Get out of my tree. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just like, oh no, he's not talking to me. I'm one of the birds, and I'm just like hanging out in there.
Oh my God.
And he's yelling at me. And then I'm like, wait, I know that voice. And I look down and it's my buddy Tony. Like he had just moved like a week ago. I didn't know where it was his fucking house. And so I'm like, Tony. He's like, Trevor, what the fuck are you doing in my tree? Get the fuck out of my tree. And I'm like, okay. I get down. I tell him that I'm on mushrooms,
Eddie Colson, your comedy minute. Go, buddy.
All right, cool. So I remember there was this story that I tell people sometimes. So when I first started doing comedy, right, I asked this white couple to come watch me do comedy, right? And after I finished my set, they started walking out. So I followed them. Not to rob them, Scott, calm down. Like you know what I mean? I just wanted to ask them. I'd just be like, hey man, what you think about my set? He was like, hey man, you went up there, you put yourself out there, I couldn't do it. And I'm like, yeah, but what you think about my set? And he was like, hey man, you went up there, you put yourself out there, I'm like, all right, man, just if you say you ain't like it, just you ain't like it. So I tell that story sometimes, right? And I tell that story, and then like, like I'll ask comments like, yo, like, what'd you think about that joke I did? Blah blah blah. You'd be like, hey man, you went up there, you put yourself out there. And it's becoming a thing where everybody just says that to me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So like, I met this young lady, right? And I took her out on a date. And and I did everything, you know what I mean? I put, flowers out, you know what I mean? Spent all this good money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, babe, what you think about the date? How'd you think it went? She's like, hey man, you went up there, you put yourself out there. I'm like, all right.
That's great.
One time I was fucking the same chick, right? And I was like, yeah, girl, how you like this dick? She's like, hey man, you went up there,
Oh, that's great stuff, Eddie. That's great stuff. That's really good. Well, I want to say that, you coming on the show and everything, you know, you came up there, you did your thing, you did your best. Dude,
My first comedy minute, man, was when I was young.
Okay.
One thing, I'm allergic to shellfish, so I can't eat like crabs.
oh
and
my God.
None of that type of stuff. But all my family can. And I remember, man, I was little. My mom, they were doing a crab thing. They were cooking crabs and whatnot in the house. Me and my cousin, we taking a bath. We taking a bath or whatever, and we get out. And my cousin, he always, for some reason, every time he like to run around the house, no clothes on, just naked, fucking around. And my mom, she in the kitchen, they doing the crabs. They dumping the blue crabs in the pot. Yeah. So one of the crabs hit the floor. The crab hit the floor. My cousin, he like 3 years older than me. So he brave. He want to be the brave one, man. He run over there and he plopped down and he picked that crab up. I don't know why he did that, man. That crab snapped his goddamn dick so goddamn. And you should see he wriggling and that crab just flailing. Man, that was one of the funniest things ever happened, man.
You know what, Jay? That is a great comedy minute. That is perfect comedy minute.
Why don't we just go to the comedy, the favorite thing that inspired me?
Okay, hey, you're in charge. I'm going to shut up. I'm not saying anything else. I quit.
Yeah, so what inspired me to do comedy was when I was a little girl, I was watching, excuse me, my allergies and my throat is drying up.
I can tell.
The Carol Burnett show.
Right?
The bit with Gone with the Wind, when
I remember it.
Rhett is coming over to visit and she's like, Rhett's coming, I have nothing to wear. What should Missy, what should I wear? Miss Scarlet, I ain't never birthed no baby before. And she runs over and she takes the curtains off the window, and Carol Burnett puts it on and you could see the curtain rods across her shoulders. And she's like walking down the stairs and she's like, I have arrived. Where's Red? And it was just so outrageous and so funny. That was one of my favorite bits.
And if you have your comedy minute you can give me, I would love to have it.
Okay. Favorite time, the most funniest thing that's ever happened. It was my great-grandfather's funeral. I was a pallbearer. Okay. I was about 14 years old at the time.
Right.
And after the funeral service at the actual funeral home, we go out to the cemetery to put him in his grave. And again, I'm getting ready to shit myself. I don't know if it's IBS or what, but we get to the cemetery and they're starting to unload him out of the back of the hearse, and I gotta take off. And I go to the bathroom, and the bathroom door is locked, so I have to find a tree, and I just unload behind a tree inside of a cemetery. Oh man! And then I go out and throw my grandpa in a hole, and now he's still there. I think I don't know. I haven't checked. Yeah. Well,
And was there leaves? Were there leaves hopefully to clean up a little bit?
I was wearing a long sleeve shirt and I just fucking cut it off. I always have a pocket knife on me, always, because you never know when you need it.
And you always have a gun when you travel.
Stay strapped or get clapped, man. That's what I'm about, man.
And now my comedy minute. So I wanted to do one quick thing, because you had asked me earlier about why I had waited so late in life to do comedy.
Well, yeah, you covered a little bit as far as, and congratulations, God bless you got through the breast cancer. And right.
But I tell people I wanted to do comedy when I was young.
Yeah.
I did, but I was married at the time and my husband had a problem with me spending so much time out in the streets doing the research and whatnot. Now, I don't know why he was getting all upset. I mean, how was I supposed to be able to tell a big dick joke if I ain't never had one? That was, well, needless to say, we didn't make it.
Yeah,
We didn't make it.
Big dick joke. Ooh-wee. Damn, that was sweet. I love that, Sugar.
Thank you.
I love that. So was that your comedy minute?
That was my comedy minute.
Really? Oh my goodness, that was good. I like it. I like it. Your comedy minute, Cory. Go ahead. Tell them what your comedy minute is.
So I was like the funny story. The funniest one I ever had was I did a benefit show I think it was a VFW for an EMT who lost her eye, and she was trying to get like something with her vision. That part's not the funny part. But it was.
I'm already laughing, Cory. I'll keep an eye out for you.
She's gonna watch this and be like, "That fucking asshole is laughing at my eye."
No, fuck.
She didn't have an eye patch. She didn't look like a pirate.
Bitch.
But so we did the show, and nobody told me anything about this show. They just said, "Hey, we want you to do this show." So I walk in the door. The average age is like 75 years old, and everybody knows I don't change my jokes. What I am is what I'm given. So I go up, and already I feel like a Life Alert salesman at this place because the ages were nuts. So I'm doing the Holocaust jokes, the 9/11 jokes, abortion jokes. I'm just going in, and overall the response was very good. There's one lady who gets up in the middle of the show, yells, "Fuck you." And she was probably, I don't know, 78 years old, hammered off her ass. So like, I just ignored it. And then I walk back to my seat, and she stands in my face with 2 middle fingers, inches from my face. And then the next comedian's going, and I just hear, "Tell Cory he sucks." And she's just yelling shit, heckling me from my seat. And I think she ended up passing out. She blacked out at her table.
That is a great comedy minute, Cory. That is a great, great, great comedy minute. Well, if you don't have anything else, you know what time it is.
Well, it's time to say with 33 minutes. I think that's it. I think you got to go. You got to take down the cardboard in your kitchen.
Oh, wow. Boy, you know what? I was having fun with you. I was going to ask you to do your comedy minute, but you don't have to do it.
I don't have a comedy minute.
I was having fun with you, but you're starting
What's a comedy minute? I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Well, you didn't even read the messages I sent you, Mike.
No, why? I'm a comedian. I don't read anything anybody sends me.
The premise would be something that makes you laugh every time you think about it, Mike. Is there something?
Oh.
It doesn't have to be a bit. Doesn't have to be a comedy, a joke. It could be a story.
Well, there's one thing. This is recently.
We may have something, Mike.
I posted this on TikTok yesterday. Is a friend of mine who's a comedian. The other day, he opened for me, and he wasn't doing well on stage.
Right.
And he said, "I'm sweating like Joe Biden at a Sweet 16." And I don't know. Every time I think of that, I think that's hilarious. So that's my funny thing right now.
There you go.
Might not be it next week.
Okay.